afternoon, whenever it may be. Let's get back to this. Guess this is going up on Friday the 13th. So, I don't know. I'm not very superstitious, personally. But, I don't know if the game is, which is, I suppose, the important part. Because if the game is superstitious, there's nothing I can do about it. Did I die last time? I thought I succeeded last time. Oh boy. Okay. Do I even have a clip in here? I do not. All right. I'm gonna have to check the old footage because I thought I ended on a win last time. Thought so, but I very well could be wrong. These things happen. That's just the feet on the couch. It looked like something shiny. I mean, it is shiny, but it looked like something interactable. Come on, Charlene. You can figure this out. Seen every post-apocalyptic movie, read every possible disaster novel, years of receiver training. You can do this. I'll be like Charlton Heston in Soylent Green and solve this puzzle. Well, with a better ending, I hope. Okay, Beyblade. There's another gun. Where is the other gun? Ah, it's over there. Yay, tape.
This is my last will and testament. I leave my car to Claire. It has the service light on, but it runs okay. I hope it helps you more than I ever did. Whatever's left in my bank account can go to my dad. He can decide what to do with it.
You can hear the power of the voice take control.
To whoever finds
the power
this,
of the voice is taking
just
control.
put my body in the trash. It's where I belong.
Just incredibly uncomfortable. Mike was starting to think about suicide a lot after losing his manufacturing job. Is this one new? I don't know. And decided to defend himself against the threat by keeping ammo out of the house for a while. It still tried to kill him by pushing him out a window. When he woke up in the hospital, surrounded by his family, he began to learn the truth. He would never tell a friend that they should die and be thrown in the trash. Never, ever, no matter what they did. So why would he say that to himself? The truth is that he wouldn't. That had always been the voice of the threat trying to murder him. When he learned to recognize the voice of the threat, he started to learn how to fight it and took a step toward becoming an awakened receiver. He became a social worker and found meaning in helping others in his local community, especially those who could not see their own value. So yeah, it's an interesting like way that they have chosen to personify that. Like it's kind of like it's depression. Like the threat is we now have a fully operational clip, which is very nice. A second fully operational clip. I feel like I don't find those very often. Like at all. It's a lot of blue light. Okay, we got a tape. Getting a lot of these suddenly. Dear Maggie, allow me to make a philosophical point, not quite as spectacular as your mongoose transcripts, but useful nonetheless. To progress, to ascend, to learn, we must collect tapes. This is self-evident. But to achieve this goal, we have to maintain focus. Do we have to disable every turret? Do we have to down any drone? Take care of every ceiling turret? I'm sorry, ceiling turret? Well, shit. Not at all. Frequently our enemies are nothing more than distractions. If we can avoid them, yet progress deeper into the dreaming, then that is almost always the preferred option, unless they stand between you and a tape. But even then, there will be other tapes. Keep focused. Ignore everything that doesn't get us closer to our goal. Oh my gosh, another, like, just good clip. Okay, so put that in 3, 4. Okay. So I don't want to say that I disagree with that, because, like, to a degree, I do agree. Where is this tape, though? I think I'm gonna get myself shot by that turret. It's here! I'm an idiot.
When explorers die of dehydration, their water bottles are usually not empty. They were saving their resources for later, when it got really bad. When the threat kills people by suicide, it usually turns out that they never asked their family or friends for help. They were saving that for later.
Oh, it's right there.
When it got really bad. If you are under attack by the threat, ask for help now. There is no later.
Jesus. That was close. These are really big bullets. Dangerous, these stairs. Okay, here a tape. Did not check my corners very well there. Like, I can definitely understand the philosophy of always wanting to deal with the threats. Or, like, I mean, that's the one that I use. I guess I should have said it the other way. I can understand the philosophy of wanting to avoid threats. But it seems to me personally that making sure that possible threats are dealt with makes things simpler. Lets you worry less about what might be coming up behind you. I mean, that's the way that I think about it. It seems like a better way of dealing with your problems.
U.S. Marine Colonel Jeff Cooper's first rule of gun safety is that guns are always loaded.
Always.
Even if you've just unloaded it seconds ago or seen someone else do it, treat it as if it's still loaded. You may know that it's empty, but you must practice your mind tech threading and believe both facts at once. Unless you are currently seeing and feeling that the chamber is empty, the weapon is in a state of quantum uncertainty, controlled by the threat. In that state, if you point it at a kill drone and fire, the threat will collapse that waveform into an empty chamber, leading to a click instead of a bang. If your kid finds the same gun and points it at another kid, the threat will collapse that waveform into a loaded chamber, leading to a bang instead of a click. Never, ever let the threat make this kind of decision for you. What is the fundamental...
Wow, I didn't realize there was a tape there. Alright, Charlene's shopping list. Basic stuff to do strive. Find shelter. Find water. Find food. Survive the dreaming. Still here, aren't I? Drones and turrets are stupid. Just gotta be patient and aim. Guess what? Gotta learn more about the threat, I guess. Work out how to beat this thing, expecting no hand of God to save me, like in The Stand. Remember that? You don't see that every day.
Characteristic of balance. A stone, perfectly balanced, doesn't move. It is this precarious lack of motion, but with so much potential, that's remarkable. Now, to balance the mind, one needs to bring ideas and feelings into alignment, where they are neither random nor stagnant, equally outward and inward, neither entirely positive nor negative. Within this narrow space of calmness lies the mind's potential. Failure to find balance results in a chain reaction of cascading thoughts and feelings, like a stone falling out of place, running into the next with no end and no control.
So we got turret problems here.
To understand primary arms and sidearms, consider a spear and a sword.
All right.
Spears are primary arms, better in almost every way. Cheaper, longer range, easier to use, more lethal. So why bother with sidearms like swords? Well, first, they can be used with one hand, so they work well from horseback. Second, they're expensive, so officers can prove that they're important enough to keep alive when captured, unlike the conscripted peasants. The spear and sword were gradually replaced by the rifle and handgun, but they continue to fill similar roles on the battlefield. U.S. cavalry continued to use sidearms effectively even through the First World War, where they would flank German machine gunners and silence them with a hail of 45 ACP. You can see this cavalry heritage in the Colt 1911 design itself, with its one-handed controls, lanyard ring, and drop safety. You can see this heritage in the horses as well, who often came home with a few 45 caliber holes in their ears.
Achievement unlocked, government. Alright, so we made it back up. I'm still not convinced that we started down at 1, but I do know that if I do another run, we'll be here for way too long. So this is where this one is going to end, unfortunately. This time I'm going to properly exit. I'm going to use the quit button. But yeah, we did pretty good that time. I'm actually really happy with that. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I will see you next time. And until then, keep your gears turning.